Hey guys, what up? What up? How we doing? Let's see. Let me try some real quick.
We do not understand why a rapidly fading life should dream
Okay,
of a day.
brightnesses are up. How we doing? So we got the new pack spirit today, or the banner came up, and chill. Let me just send all these guys out, and then we can talk. Cool. So the new pack spirit banner came out, and in case you don't know what I'm talking about, it is this guy right here. Man, my screens are so bright. This guy right here. But it's very necessary because there's a lot of glare right now, but I refuse to close my window because if I do, it will get hot. So I'm enjoying the cold breeze, but like because of that, there's so much glare. So I increase my monitor screens and it's so freaking bright. Like I'm not used to it, but worthy sacrifice, I guess. Anyways, this guy came out today, and what he does is additional drop count like we spoke about yesterday. But here's the thing. I decided that I was going to get this guy for level 1, and I just got 30 pulls just because it made sense to do it at the time. I was just like, yeah, I'll just go for 30 pulls. If I don't get it, maybe I go for slightly more, and if I didn't get it, then that would be it for now. So I go for my 30 pulls, 10 in, nothing happens, 20 in, nothing happens, and then on number 30, the last 10, we get this. This is the luckiest 10 pull I've ever had in the game. I've never had 2 legendaries in the same screen, and what's more, these are 2 legendaries I was actually going for. So like, insane, like the insanity. So that was very, very nice. So yeah, we have a level 2. I don't plan on going anymore. Like I plan on keeping it at level 2, but I wanted to use it for a door, which is kind of why I got it. But yeah, the animations are kind of cool, though. With them following you, they don't look, they're okay in terms of like how they look following you. There isn't like a big difference between the two of them, and they don't do any fancy animations or on spins or anything while they follow you. So I was kind of hoping they would do a bit more, but like it's fine. The important thing is that we have the additional quants. In the meantime, though, like I said yesterday, we are going for upgrades today, and that's trash. We're going for upgrades today, but I actually haven't liquidated since yesterday, so we're gonna do that now. What are the most expensive things I have? Mecha Might compasses. Holy shit, they are what? 100 FE per is crazy work. Now, granted, this is the one you do for I think this is the one you do for ember farming, but holy fucking shit. How much are embers then? Embers have to be crazy if they're that bad. They aren't. What the fuck? Do you just drop that many? Okay. Far be it from me to question. So that was the most expensive. Then we have this guy. This guy is 50 FE each, so 200 FE right there. We have Sinful Plunder. I think this guy. Oh. Collection Doll Golden. What is this cost? Any chance I had of using the golden is out the window. Jesus, that is like an exclusive deep space type of farm. Shit isn't more funny. What the hell? Break the bank for just one run. Probes, flourishing, profound, unrivaled, magic, monsters. Where are they? There. Compass, purple. And then the idea is with the profits I get from this, I'm going to get some big upgrades. I've actually thought through what I would like. Wait, golden compass is not that crazy. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Purple clockwork is in the 30s. Honestly, not too bad. I hope you guys can't hear the wind too much. Like, it's there in the background. It's kind of loud. I assume you probably may be able to hear it when I talk. Hopefully it's not bad. If it is, let me know, and I will endure the heat. It probably won't get hot until like for a bit, thankfully. Valiant War. Anyone else? Sinful Plunder, you okay? Dark Surge, is it? Yeah. Those are most of the things that I have to sell right now. Everything else, there are other things to sell, like 9 Nightmare over here, which will be like another 30. Like, we can still get some extra currency, but I'm fine as is because as it stands, we're going to make a lot of money. So what did I decide was going to be my upgrade? I decided that upgrade number 1, which I've already actually done off stream, which is getting +1 synthetic troops. The reason behind this is I realized something. I don't know if you guys were here earlier this league, but there was a point where when I was trying to remember who exactly had where the buff that came from maximum number of minions came from, that didn't have a cap, because I know Miniature Void Sea has a cap and I know Machine Army has a cap, and I was wondering where on earth the bonus is that didn't have a cap. Turns out I was right. It's wicked. I just didn't read. I didn't complete reading. But anyways, this is additional erosion damage for all Spirit Magi for each minion you have, and there's no cap. So that means we do want to in fact get to 16 to 11 minions, which is our maximum amount of minions. But of course, not only this one, this one also has the same thing for every minion summoned by the supported skill. Oh, so this is just for the one summoned by the supported skill. Still a decent amount of damage. I think T0 is 6%. So that's still 6 times 6, 36% additional damage from, it's like an extra support gem essentially for my main skill. I can either do that or I can do damage transfer. We'll see how it goes, but I think for now I want to stick with cluster. So those are what I'm going to try to upgrade. I'm going to focus on getting those guys to a decent tier. So like, they're both currently bottom tier. So I kind of want to upgrade them, starting with Wicked, because Wicked is a bigger damage multiplier here. And then I also want to get superpower. Let's get superpower first. Cool. Now we have superpower, which means we want this guy to have the 4th spot That means somebody has to lose a spot. Who is that somebody? So can be you. So you are literally just the weakest link at this point. Nourishment of life, sadly. But anyways, it is necessary. So we now have precise superpower, which is going to be big damage multi. And alongside that, we're going to be picking up Wicked. A better tier of Wicked. So we currently have T1. Let's go for it. Jesus, T0s really blew up in price, huh? Yeah, 3K minimum. All right, what about T1? What is the tier I currently have? I have T1 2.4. Yeah, they really blew up in price, huh? Because like there isn't even a 3%. I have a 2.4, so the only real upgrade is like a 3%. And a 3% is looking like it is minimum 3K. So that's not happening, which means the second one is what we're going to upgrade then. Cluster, which is currently T2. Either do cluster or shared burden for defenses. Realistically, I'm going for a cluster. $1,200 is the cheapest. T0. 1,000 actually. Do I have 1,000 FE right now? We'll find out, I guess. Do I? Nope. I do not have 1,000. I don't have 1,000 yet, I guess, is what I should say. If everything sells, maybe I get 1,000, maybe. Sub minus. Today I dropped to undetermined. Holy shit! Isn't that giga money? How much is an united undetermined fate? Okay, G fucking G. Talk about giga lucky. Congrats. So I'm going to go for the T0, which is 5%. Well, that would mean 5 times 6, 30% damage multi versus 4 times 6, which is 24% damage multi. Is it worth 1,000 FE? I don't actually know if it is or not. Don't actually know yet. But just from superpower alone,
Select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
that is a lot of damage. Notice how we're always at 500 growth regardless of moving. I mean, that's not just from it. It's also from the +1 synthetic troops. So we have 6 synthetic troops. And because we have 6 synthetic troops, Wicked is doing some heavy lifting in there. And also, we currently have passivation. So this is also a bit inflated. Because, you know, single target, always full life. It's a bit inflated. But... so I would say we are in the 100-ish bill ranges now probably higher than, probably slightly higher than that, but like I'll settle for 100.
We do not understand why a
So I
rapidly
think
fading light
I was going to go for a T1 cluster,
all those
but my problem with going for a T1 cluster, now that I know how it works, which is just damage for every minion summoned by the supported skill. My problem with that is it's not a big increase. It goes from 20. It goes from 25% to 30% additional damage, which is fine. I just don't think it's one KFE worth of increase. So rather than spend 1 KFE there, I would rather try to get either a second ring to get my growth even more steady. Because right now they're at 505 with nourishment, which I think is still like 300 and something without. I could check. I save money to reroll to Frost Iris. Oh shit. Joining us in the Frost Gang. 309. Yeah, so I need 200-ish growth in the meantime. How do I get 200 growth? Firstly, I guess let me see just how unreasonably priced what I want is in the best case scenario. Probably end up being something I end up not getting now. 5.8k, 5.7k. Yeah, 5.7-ish k. It's very, very it is very rough. So we'll have to start with a different base affix and then go from there. And as far as base affixes go, probably end up being growth, which would give us like another 100 growth, putting us at a steady 400. This would put us at a steady 400 if we were to get 2 growth rings. The problem is that's still not 500. That still doesn't allow me to drop nourishment of life. That doesn't give me insane quality of life or anything. So let's look at other potential upgrades. So I want the new pet, but I've been thinking about Dark Surge as my next mechanic, to be honest. Thoughts? Why Dark Surge? Man is chasing the early dopamine. $1,600 for green shoot. So like the odds of me getting green shoot anytime too soon is kind of low. But I don't think green shoot is also going to drop by too much anytime too soon. So what about Space Rift? 3.4k. 3.4k isn't too bad. But it's not what I'm getting next. What can I get that is under 1k FE? How much do I even have actually? 800. What is my upgrade? Amulets? What are my amulet modifiers? Black Sail? I mean, Black Sail I can understand. I guess my question for you would be, how much do you enjoy the Black Sail mechanic as a whole? Growth is big. This would be profane, so I can get move speed here. Minion levels, which is nice, and then double res. Because Lord knows I need res. But like that would just mean overall I might lose damage going for the amulets. And the amulets should give not enough growth. You know what I should do? I should get 2 things. I should get a corroded chest, and I should get corroded chests probably, and Blended affix. A better blended affix. Like +1 minion or +1 all. Depending on the price of, I think it's you. Yeah, it's actually pretty decent then. +1 all is 19, so that's not happening. But where's +1 minion? +1 minion is a fraction of that cost. It's 10, so that's 200. 200 and something FE. I can do +1 minion. It's not too big of a deal. Let's do that. $23. Did I have any, or I need one more? Holy 20? 10. GG. And then there's one more material. I think it's level 2, but I could be wrong on that. Oh, it's level 2, yeah. So I was correct on that. 0.69. I don't not enjoy it. The gameplay isn't intrusive. The pet is the best level 1 value in the game as well. The difference between it and 6 is very notable. I mean, do you mean is very notable or isn't very notable? Then I would like to fix you so you stop gimping my cast speed. You are fine. You need to get fixed. Are you like allergic to anything higher than T4 or T3? Like actually, %105 better than flat 61. I don't think it's a bad choice. Like I think it's honestly not it's not a bad choice, but oh, I'm trolling. It's not a bad choice. All things considered, right? What do I think? How much do you like the gameplay? Would you prefer that over like Sandlord level 1? I don't know if you have Sandlord level 1, but is that something you prefer over Sandlord level 1? Or is that something you prefer over, I don't think you're currently building anybody to level 6. I don't think so. So like I lost crit there. I definitely lost damage there. Come on, give my crit back. Shit is just allergic to anything high.
We're fond of this sky. The stars that vanish at dawn return once more at nightfall.
I think now might just be the time to put my head down and go for Troublemaker. Never mind. Shit is not getting cheaper. It is actually just not getting cheaper. What the fuck? Like at this point, I'm thinking, do I just go farm Eterna? Just go start killing the Lone King of Eterna. Cause like, the fuck? So, yeah, I know. It was like 30 something hundred yesterday. So like, what gives? Like if I remember correctly, this is the fight. Where? Why is only Lawbearer here? Is he the only one you can access there? So I guess I go talk to her.
The boss ruined my daydreaming again. I'm so happy I could cry. The boss ruined my daydreaming again. I'm so happy I could.
Oh, this looks so different. Holy. I haven't checked here since the rework. Do I just have to do the mechanic to find him? I don't think so, right? His boss thing should be somewhere. But like this just only says... So...
Light friend, may the darkness devour you. Light friend, may the darkness devour you.
Arcana has woven.
Where on earth would I find the bossing area, I guess, would be my question. Because like there used to be one area you would just go to for everybody. But like now, it doesn't look like that's the case.
An excellent hunter drains power from these ancient skill components and knows how to use it in combat.
Like who on earth would have the fight for... I feel like it should still be him. Am I bugging? I feel like it should still be this guy. There, because it's not here. It's not in the nether realm. It's not here. Like if I wanted to do Eterna, who would I talk to? Keep in mind, I don't want to do Eterna. I'm just curious. Where do these Queen's Wick? Who uses Queen's Wick? You know? Challenge Lone King over Eterna. Yeah. So you'd have to use this somewhere. And if it's not Zack the Hunter, then who the fuck do we use it at? It's not Cube. It's not this fucker. That's a Boon guy.
Oh yeah! Here for some new gear?
Starting a new. I'm a hacker by trade.
The name's Edwin, a wanderer who happens to pass through here.
The boss ruined my daydreaming again. I'm so happy I could cry.
Like, am I bugging? It used to be this guy. Grade 4 used to be all of them. Why do I only see this fucker? There. Okay. So confusing. So yeah, he can drop. So it is. Oh, it's his toughest variant that drops Troublemaker. So it's the Revenge, which is going for. Oh my god! Can you imagine if you could actually farm this? You'd be making stupid money right now. It's not that much more expensive than T1, but I'm sure like so few people can actually farm it that those people who can't farm it are just printing. Because like the damage requirement for that last fight will be insane. The insanity. We have some currency left over. Let's go for this chest, shall we? I'll do this guy. That's realistically the only mod I care for. Corroded. And you are not going to be expensive, right? All right, so that's the last bit of currency I think I'm going to spend. My next upgrades are going to be on the more expensive side, but like should be fine, I guess. We'll live. So now we're closer to like maybe it says 140. So maybe slightly lower than that, I want to say. Oh, it looks like my controller's battery is kind of low as well. Have to think about that. I have to replace it soon. But yeah, 130.
Welcome to the Clockwork Ballet. How can I help you? Emerging.
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
We still have money to be liquidated. But for now, I kind of just want to. Oh wait, we haven't actually leveled up my superpower. I just realized it. Precise superpower is still bottom level, like level 1, literally. Which means the bonus we are. Oh, you know, I actually keep forgetting that this is the low time variant of Clockwork. I really should do something about it. Probably go for more time. I want to ask, end game of main weapon, is that for ISO still the same in the Google Doc. What do you mean? Is the mod still the same? Like, is the one still the same? Is that what you're saying? Okay, we can finally end now. All that for a big fat bowl of nothing, eh? So in 3 maps, we're going to be full on.
The Clockwork Ballet. How can I help you?
In 3 maps, we're going to be full on void chart stuff, boss fights. So we are going to need to go to profound and clear those. Is it still the same suffix and affix? Yes. Any ideas I have that change, I typically update the sheet. I am playing around with the idea of not going max tenacity, but that's assuming I have a different mod I would like there instead that is going to give me more damage. I like the idea of tenacity simply because it helps me a lot, but I also recognize that it doesn't help our Magi at all. You know, same with the max focus blessing. If I don't actually give them focus blessing, it's really just not helping them. Which means we can technically be getting more damage from our weapon. So I'm playing around with the idea of max focus is definitely staying there, but max tenacity doesn't necessarily have to be there. Yeah, max tenacity is for defense. Complete endgame like the Google document for 9k FE, and it's very tempting. Are you talking about with T0s or are these like T1s?
Welcome to the Clockwork Ballet. How can I help you?
Perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
T1 and has dream already. Oh. Is it worth that price? Honestly, that's not a bad price for it.
Don't worry,
You could maybe get it cheaper.
scary. It's just a
Wait, chill. Price check just the base affix. That's where I would start from. Price check just the base affix. There's so much breeze, holy.
In the flames stolen from the gods,
1.5k for just the base. I don't know what the sweet dream affix rule is, but honestly, I'm inclined to think you might be able to craft it for cheaper than 9k. Yeah, Dream is focus blessing. I don't know the weighting is what I'm saying. I don't know how likely you are, because Dream is not equal weighting for every mod. It is, some mods are harder, have lower weighting, so they are harder to hit than some other mods. And realistically, those max blessing spots are worse. Oh, nice. They are worse, or not worse. They are dependent on having the rod. So if you don't have the rod yet, with the actual like generator of the focus blessings and the belt, which is the reason we even want focus blessings to begin with, then it's kind of like it's worth it in the long run, but it diminishes the power you have right now, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like you can maybe get it for less than 9k, because ultimate embers really aren't nearly as expensive. So if you buy the base 1.5k, and even if you spend 1k on the base on the Sweet Dream, you should be able to hit it in under that price. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I think it's better to craft it yourself. I think you will save, you can craft that by yourself for less. And if anything, all you have, ultimate, and if anything, right, you don't even have to commit to you don't have to commit to the Sweet Dream yet, because you have no reason to go for it yet. So you can get the Tenacity Blessing and then use the rest of the money to get the rod with the base affix you want, and go from there. So now you have a source of Tenacity Blessing, and you have Tenacity Blessings, which makes you tankier. And then eventually, when you're ready to go Winter of Origin, that is when you then save money for Winter of Origin. You also save money for Sweet Dream affixes, so that you can get Focus Blessing and chance for Focus Blessing. That is what I think I would do. This is a good map. 77 FE. Not bad. Why does it say 180 per hour? Oh, I didn't reset it. I should have reset it. Time extender. Sure. And if anything, if you really want to get a very, very expensive upgrade, you know what you should do? Real talk. Get an ES +2 trait 2 hero memory. Or I think it's memory of discipline. So energy shield and +2 hero trait levels. That will be very, very good. That's a very good investment. That's expensive, because that one, there is no way to reduce the cost of it, but you need it because it's going to increase or vastly improve the uptime on your Magi's ultimates. So that might honestly even be the better choice. In terms of DPS increases, unless you get to like level 3, you will notice a DPS increase. It might not be like an insane night and day difference, but what you notice is your experience is going to be much smoother, because now you have a much bigger ultimate CD. And you also have ES from it, so you didn't skip out on defense for it. Whereas for me, like when I go for my +2, odds are I'm not going to be able to afford the ES, so I'm just going to go for +2 with evasion, and then maybe eventually I'll go for ES when I'm trying to build up my tank and I have a bit of currency to spend.
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
See a good price memory. 12k. So if you can afford that, that would honestly be very, very good for your overall experience. I hate having to wait so much.
The winds will blow away all traces of your
And enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
Perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
For fixed mod, except for +2 traits, which is better, minion cast speed or minion crit C3? For fixed mod, you mean which is better for fixed mod? I would go for crit damage. Wait, cast speed is what tier? T1 cast speed. What is the value of the cast speed? I guess that'd be what I use to determine if it's worth. But like, I think crit damage might just be it. I think crit damage might genuinely be the choice here. What the fuck?
It's not time to leave all of you yet.
I'll follow you like a shadow. Sink into the night. I'll follow you like a shadow. The abyss awaits.
+16 cast speed and 12% crit damage. I would go for the crit damage. I would go for the crit damage. As much as there's some multipliers in play when it comes to cast speed, I don't think it's worth it because we already have a decent chunk of cast speed from that bucket. Whereas crit damage is very limited in your sources. So I think crit damage, just by virtue of it being rarer than cast speed, I think it will do your damage more good, especially in the long run. I just ate the swipe? No shot, I just ate the swipe. Holy. I'm that tanky? Ooh. Let's not test our luck. I ate something. Dude, I am so freaking tanky. GG. I love it. It does help that I just got superpower for one of my skills. So like the one I got superpower for is less dots. So like my erosion Magi is less dots is now more impactful. As well as the damage. Ooh, 50. These fights are giving me good money.
It is the useless night again. Sink into the night. I'll follow you like a shadow.
Now, can you imagine what will happen when I do eventually cap my res?
I'll follow you like a shadow.
I'm back to the wind is gathering again.
Another 50 stack. What is my next upgrade going to be?
When it comes, it's not time to leave all of you yet.
Time to farm again. I mean, GG on the drop. That was insane. A part of me really thinks I might enjoy Arcana as a mechanic, but like, I feel like going for Arcana next would be troll on my part, because it's kind of the same type of mechanic that Clockwork is, i.e. it's a late game mechanic, not an early game mechanic, and I kind of am lacking a bit more in the early game department is right now. Especially seeing as like one, because I'm talking about like once I'm done with Alice, I have to assume I should be going for a different. Oh, I should be going for a different. And we live that. Get C1 Black Seal and call it a day. You see, here's the thing. C1 Black Seal is good, and it's one of the strongest early games, but it boosts like your week 1, and it depends on how much Black Seal you're willing to farm, right? Let me do 8-1. Says my problem with 8-1 is I have to do 4 of these when I have no reset, and I just don't want to do that. But I have been thinking about Black Sail as well, because like I have Cube, but Cube has been a bit on the underwhelming side is my problem with it. And because it's been a bit underwhelming, it's like I get to the point where I wanted to use cubing, and like I try cube and it's not really like this season. It wasn't better than boss rushing. Like I was T8 ready and I was making more money. Well, not boss rushing, boss farming. I was boss farming in T7 and I was making a lot of money. Whereas with cube, it felt like I wasn't making too much money, man. But I think that's because I wasn't getting like rose triple desire cores. I think every single rose proc that I had like had nothing, literally nothing. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, okay. Just not lucky. I don't think I'm going to wait until the time runs out.
Don't worry. That world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness. We've witnessed many final moments like that. Some
So if cube was a bit better in the mid game, I would have zero issues right now. Like actually just no issues. Black Seal is the best. Oh, that I know. Like 100% it is. It's not even a question. I noticed very early on in my Torchlight career that Black Seal was just the mechanic to use to get FE early. Like you can make like I remember like last league, the leagues where I wasn't like quite as rushing as fast to T7. What I would do is I would get Black Seal on my way up, and so by the time I got to T7, I would have the currency to get some really good upgrades, and that shortens the T7 time I had until Traveler for that same bonus. But now that we have Lunaria, it is going to it did increase the value of Black Seal by quite a lot, especially in the end game, because like Black Seal was a farm you do early and then it falls off. Now with Hero Memories having like his sync, you now have probably some decent like very decent late game farms that don't just give you like, you know, some decent red memory farms.
some are enemies.
One good hero memory that's good. One duped hero memory that's good for day one. Get you enough buy power to snipe so many items. That is true. That is true. Okay, I guess that reminds me of a question I once had, and I think I honestly still have it. The wording on that pack spirit is kind of confusing. A lot of the things around Black Seal are kind of confusing in the sense of like they don't exactly tell you exactly what they do. But I guess in this case, when it says double the effects of Seal Whispers, I figured that meant the effects of the modifiers you're putting into the bright fights were going to be doubled. So you'd get like, if you had a 20% chance to drop 70 scraps, you would have that twice as an example if it procced. Can you actually dupe memories?
The membership fee is non-refundable, and we reserve the right of final interpretation. I'm sure you remember the terms of your membership.
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
Sometimes it says it's duped in the selection. Wait, that is a choice that becomes available with the pack spirits? Question mark.
Perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
Because I've never seen that as a regular option.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
Yes, this is true. But I don't think I've seen the option hero memories have a chance to be replicated. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that in the hero memory selection screen. That's what confuses me. Like, does the pet introduce that as a choice or something? Give me some good. Bro, you didn't even drop a single compass. I had 2 really high tier compasses. What the fuck? Completely ignored my Cogwheel vouchers.
A new customer, a new member, and
Bloody Mary.
did I say
Obtain 3 to 5 Cogwheel vouchers. Fail some minutes would cause you to lose the challenge.
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
Perhaps we
I need time.
once you've turned to dust.
Okay, good. We're kind of ahead of the time now.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
GG. Give me that rainbow. Woo! Give me those rainbows. It's kind of more hype than that, less hype than I was hoping for. I was hoping, you know, I would be able to feel the compasses, you know. But that was fun. Would have been easier if I were using the tree that gave you a lot of extra time. It would have been a lot easier. But it worked out. Have you done a lot of black sale? It's definitely I've done a lot of black sale. Not this season, but in the past seasons. I would say before last season I did a shit ton of black sale. Last season I did less black sale because that was the season I got cube C6, and because that level 6 cube, I was incentivized to just try cube a whole lot more. So I didn't quite do black sale as much as I would have done, or I would typically do. I haven't done cubing. I haven't done black sale in like profound though. So like, if maybe is it possible that it's a profound option? Like I've briefly done it here and there. I've done it enough to know the difficulty doesn't scale. But like, it's a T8 option. Maybe I just don't remember it then. How rare would you say it is? Never tried black selling profound actually. I mean, typically by profound you should have gotten to the point where you can do like other mechanics. And that's also the point where black sale starts to fall off, because people have gotten their hero memories in order. So like, you know, the need for treads and all these other things would have reduced. This was in 92 FE map. Beautiful. Welcome back, Arcane.
Welcome to the Clockwork Ballet. How can I help you?
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
Don't worry, that world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness.
It's not rare at all. I get it all the time. Target farming the Whisper of Wonder node. Here's the thing though. Maybe that's part of the problem. Because I know... Which one is Whisper of Wonder again?
Witnessed many final moments like that. Some
I know the last season I really went ham on Black Sail. I think I stopped putting points for whispers of anything that wasn't like boss tickets or something, or maybe I won't stop that as well. But the idea was I wasn't getting anything that was amazing, and I typically would focus on like shreds and scraps because they were kind of more money. At least there are more stable profit. Whereas when I went for memories, I would get like treads and whatnot that I couldn't sell, or this was before the trade rework. So I'd get stuff that I just didn't need, or I would get less treads. And if I just went for treads straight up, I think that was the thing. So I would just end up going straight for whatever I needed. So scraps, you know.
You know, the void is not truly empty. You can meet your friends there.
Luck strikes when you bring us gears, esteemed member. Make us lucky.
3 times within 30 seconds. Sure.
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
The winds will blow away all traces of your existence. Perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
Give me some good, Alice. Dupe. Nice. Wait, Dora, you chose not to proc there? I felt like that was enough for you to proc, Dora. How's your FP power looking like now? It's pretty good. Pretty good. And this is in T8. Reason I'm doing it in T8 is I don't know if I have the damage for SSS and whatnot in Profound. And I'm honestly fine with this. Like, as you can see, it's currently estimated at 1,000. And I would say 1,000 is probably around accurate. You know, I have no idea what the thing I chose was. I don't remember what it was. I think it was probably adding rarity.
The world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness.
But yeah, FPR is pretty good. My map cost, like as you can see, I'm spending about 9 FE a map. So even in the maps where I don't get anything, I'm really not losing much. But in the maps where I get compasses are very expensive now, so end up making a decent chunk of currency. I have a feeling I didn't pick up God of War. Yep. Thought so. I was like, I'm not moving fast. Luna Alcango is surprisingly good money. Yeah, it's actually good money from everything I've heard. My only problem with Luna Alcango is just it gets tiring trying to min-max. Finally, the Doro proc. GG. See, that map was 200. It gets tiring trying to min-max the Luna. And honestly, it's not even that hard, honestly. There's just something about when I'm trying to blast and it's slowing me down. Plus, I feel it feels like, how do I explain this? I don't mind doing it on top of my other strats because whenever the Luna isn't great, it's fine. I just move on. And whenever it's great, you have like there where I actually did make some money. But then the main bread and butter for the strat is clockwork. So I can in theory, if I just want to, I can just say, you know what, I don't want to do this one. There's no cluster that's thick enough. Can't really do that on the other version. Like if I just Luna Arc and going. And I enjoy having the option.
Don't worry, that world is not scary.
When I have blow up Luna in profound with the full moon radiance, it might also be a case of I decide to do it a bit more because it's more fun. Right now I blow them up here. I don't blow them up with full moon radiance in profound, but because I'm farming here, it's probably not as much of an issue. But I also just don't want my Atlas shoot to be nothing but quant and compasses. I like it this way. Do you have enough survivability for? Oh yes, 100%. I have no issues with profound. I can clear profound. I have damage for profound. I have tankiness for profound. I'm very tanky. Like I don't know if you were here earlier, but we could eat Voidland's Watcher. You know his swipe, his scythe swipe. I can actually eat that, and it does less than, it does like a third of my health. I'm very tanky right now, and I have a good amount of sustain. Like I'm used to not eating damage, especially on Iris 1, but like I can.
Perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
Ooh, Iris is treating me nice. What the fuck? All these doubles. No complaining. Keep it up. No, all of y'all are kind of bad. Blessed monster or 3 compasses. We are definitely taking this guy. So now we're looking for booster drinks, I believe. Time extenders. Oh, time extenders. Okay.
Welcome to the Clockwork Ballet. How can I help you?
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
Don't worry, that world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness.
Profound Compass Luna strat is really good. Oh, I bet. I also just don't have Luna as a pet. Thank you, Doro. Appreciate you. I don't have Luna as a pet, and I don't really care to get it, if I'm being very honest. Mostly because as it stands,
Blow away
I'm not like
of your existence.
trying to do Lunaria as much as possible, and on top of not trying to do it like as much as physically possible, there's also the fact that I have no idea what the state of Lunaria will be next season. Like it pairs well with Clockwork, it pairs well with Sandlord, which are 2 different. It pairs well with Q, which are strats I tend to do. So it's definitely something that I can see myself doing in the future. I just don't fancy not knowing what it's going to be like and spending money now on the uncertainty, you know. Ooh, General Hunting. Even the maps that seem mess still giving like 38. I've already made 700, which is very, very good. I need to find a way to make my maps quicker. And I honestly think the way I make it quicker is
The Clockwork Ballet. How can I help
I need time extenders, not booster drinks.
you? Membership fee is not
Jeez, no!
and we reserve the right of final
God damn it.
negotiation. I'm sure you remember the terms of your membership.
Probably should have gone for +1.
Carry the weight of both honor and shame.
+1 voucher versus quality, was it? Was it that? That was a time extender. What happened? Nice. Time extender. No compasses. Is it like a chance based something? Like it should be chance based.
Perhaps we can be friends.
When a time extender is triggered, there's a chance. Oh, it's this chance based. Okay. It's not bugged. It's chance based.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
I remember when Bloody Mary would one shot me with that mechanic with those projectiles.
It's not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness. We've witnessed many final moments like that.
First completely dry map in a bit. All right. Strength, dex, int. Dex, strength. I just got two variations of the same thing. 2 FE and you are the same, obviously, because you're exactly the same. What if there's max ES? Does it change anything? No. Okay, y'all are just ask.
We haven't.
Alice C1 tried it and couldn't make it profitable. It should be profitable regardless, but I don't know how profitable it will be without Doro. With Doro, it should be decent money. With Doro and Alice, without Doro and Alice, I probably wouldn't do it because even though it's profitable, is it worth your time? Is the question. I don't know if it's worth your time versus what other things you could be doing. As an example, with C1 Alice and with C1 Doro, I would probably consider touching it because compasses are very expensive now. It would be less money. It would be considerably less money, but I feel like it would still be. It would then be budging on, is it worth your time? Because like right now, for me, it's very worth my time, right? It's overly worth my time because this is T8. Now, especially so if you can do it in like Profound or something, because I know Wuxia, the person who does Iris 2 Guide on TLI Discord, he does this like a similar shot to this with blue clockwork, and he makes like 3k 4k an hour. Well, I want to say 3k an hour, something like that. But he does it in Profound and he does it on Rock Slam, so he's quicker. So that also goes into the per hour calculation, as you might imagine.
Long time of loneliness.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
Oh, this is a big Doro proc. Holy GG. But as for doing it wrong, the first time I tried this strat, it wasn't as profitable. And the only thing I changed between then and now is before I had more points into clockwork. I had more points into clockwork and less into compasses. Since then I have changed my layouts to what somebody else recommended, and I now have less into clockwork and more into compasses, and I think that also help this become more profitable. Because like my points were before, the way it was I did this, I came here, and I went all the way here, and then I had the points that I had here were obviously taken out of here. But now that is not the case. I have points taken out of there to put here for the additional compass drop quantity. And then of course, since then I'm now tanky, so I'm able to run this drop quant alongside confusion cards. So the drop quant obviously plays a role as well. And as of today, I got pretty lucky with the new pet, and I got 2 levels in the same thing. Now I'm not even 100% sure it affects this like clockwork, but I think it does. And with that in mind, 10% additional drop quant is 10% additional drop quant. You know, so that's pretty good. I got level 2 of got level 2 of that in 30 pulls. And that's actually, I didn't actually want to go beyond 30, if I'm being honest. So I was very happy that I got the 2, like I got 2 in the same window. I basically got, where's the screenshot? This is what I got. Same window, both of them, boom, boom. So got very lucky there.
Welcome to the Clockwork Ballet. How can I help you?
30% chance again +1. I think I'll just go for this guy. I wanted to pull it for it, but the description of it was too ambiguous. The description for what? The pack spirits? Maybe I should close that window. I feel like you guys can definitely hear it. I don't really know how well it interacts with league mechanics. So yeah, it is not clear what it does and what it doesn't. But because I've played the game for a while, I kind of have some vague recollections of like conversations that have been had in the different league mechanics or during the different seasons and what it kind of works with. Like I know it works with Cube, I know it works with Sandlord, I know it works with, it doesn't work with Outlaw. What else? It should work with like generic farms like beacon farms. So even if, you know, just by virtue of that, I'm a big enjoyer of beacon farming. Oh shit, minus with the sub, thank you very much, appreciate you, appreciate it a lot. What was I saying? It works with beacons, it doesn't work with Dream, it wouldn't work with, when I say, oh, and let me clarify, when I say it works with Sandlord, it doesn't work with Sandlord in Oasis. It works with Sandlord in the map, because Sandlord coin drops are linked to FE drops. So if you drop more FE, you drop more coins. And that's just face value. I think quant would also affect the actual amount you get for the coins, but that is less tested. But I know for a fact that more FE drops equal more coins. Then cube, it's not going to help you on the cube itself. It will help you get more desire crystals and more divinity stones, because those will get affected by it. So very ambiguous, 100%. I believe it works with clockwork. I'm not 100% because you know how I said I remember the conversations with the different mechanics. Well, for clockwork, I was new, so I wasn't looking for such conversations. And clockwork was very different when it was initially, like when it was a season versus now. When it was a season, clockwork was insane. Like it was FE drops, it was just very, very profitable. Like I enjoyed the fuck out of Clockwork during the Clockwork season. Then I still remember I got Alice, so I was very happy about that. I didn't fully really know the pets in the game, but I knew Alice was Clockwork, and I knew I wanted pets. Like I knew pets were good in the game, so I was like, yeah, okay, I'll pull. Then I remember clicking, because I enjoyed Clockwork so much, I went the next season and I went Clockwork, and I ran a couple of maps, and you know that what Reddit says when you see a post that nobody has replied to, so much empty. That was exactly my reaction to the loot. It's like I did it. I'm used to the FE drops, all of that, and then it's just not dropping anything. Not compasses, it's just not dropping anything. So at the time I was kind of bummed about it. It eventually took the identity that it is now, which is a compass farmer, but it took a while before I knew it was a compass farmer. So I can't really say all this to say I don't know. I can't say without a shadow of a doubt that yes, it works a Clockwork or it doesn't. But what I can say is I'm pretty sure additional compass quantity works with Clockwork and compass drops, which is why we go purple compass. And so long as this works, I don't see why this wouldn't work. You know, that's exactly what happened to you. It was such a jarring experience for a new player. Like I came in second season ready to go, let's play some Clockwork, and Clockwork was like, let's not. And I was like, I bet. I guess we're not. Sorry for bothering you. Sorry for bothering you, Miss Alice, ma'am. I won't do it again. I guarantee you I won't do it again. And I didn't touch Clockwork for a while after that. And then once I found out it was a compass farming strat, I've always been a big fan of compass farming. So as soon as I found out it was a compass farming strat, I was like, yeah, okay, we're gonna do it. And that was around when I had started sending cubes. I'm just like, okay. So this looks like it's a good late game strat. Let me just start prepping to go for both of them. But yeah, coming from PoE and getting that culture shock in ooh, Doro, thank you very much. Getting that culture shock in how different the league mechanic was after I went core was something. I got excited to do Clockwork and then minus 200 an hour. I was just like, yo, where's the money? Because like I didn't even try compasses or anything like that. Like, I was still very new. I wasn't really too big brain about what the strategies I was doing. I didn't understand void chart, to be honest. I knew the Atlas tree because, you know, I came from PoE. I understand what it's doing and I understand what the nodes are kind of saying, but like I never remember if I actually looked at the compass tree. If it was just a case of, oh, I tried it in passing. No, I actually think I spec'd into it at some point and then it just didn't give me anything. I just don't remember how much of the tree I knew it was doing, and like, because I knew it was saying, okay, when you have this amount of time, you know, get bonus rewards, all of that. I'm like, okay, so time is, we're going to make sure we're on time and everything. I don't remember the compass nodes being there. It could just be a case of I didn't pay close enough attention, or maybe it wasn't there the season after. I don't really know. Oh yeah, it was I thought I knew how to do stuff, then the game says nope. Exactly. Like it was so jarring. It's like, okay, so I guess I just don't do this mechanic now. It's just bad, question mark. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's like the second culture shock I remember experiencing coming from PoE to TLI was that because you spend more on your maps does not mean you're making more. And this one came as if not even too long ago, if I'm being honest. This experience was during Snowpaper. So during Snowpaper season, I have a friend that I was playing with. Not necessarily duo or anything, but like Arcane wasn't playing TLI that season, or he quit early. I don't remember which. I think he quit early. I was going for SS20 because that was the season they introduced SS20. Was it even that season, or was it Sandlord? I don't remember which one. One of them. Either way, Arcane wasn't playing, the other friend was playing, and I remember putting in a decent chunk of currency, big brain in my strat because, you know, compass here, boss here. I think I was doing a variant of like boss rushing with, was it boss rushing? I was using compasses in any case, and in my head, because I'm using compasses, I'm making more, I'm more efficient with my time. I'm making more money, and I was making profits. It's not like I was losing money or anything. I was making profits. Then I asked my friend what he was doing as a strat, and he was running Goddess of Hunt, I think, with Aethena and some other things, no compasses, and just like tree stuff. And I'm like, how much are you making per? He says, you know, we weren't really tracking per hour, but it was like, how much do you track? How much are you making from, let's say, 100 maps, kind of a thing? And I remember thinking, ooh, Death's Touch. Okay. And I remember thinking, oh, he makes less money than I do, but like my investment is like 800, and I pull out like, let's say 8,000. So it didn't feel like I could really spend money. I keep coming out to the woodwork. So it didn't feel like I could spend too much money, because before I knew it, I'm down to the, oh, I need to spend the rest of my money on compasses. Whereas, so I was like, I'll give what you're doing a try. You know, it was the typical Aethena, Missville, like just a whole bunch of shit in your map. Compasses were cheap. Was it? I don't know that there were even compasses really. I ran out of time. Too much story time, I guess. Oh well. What was I saying? So I tried what he strats, and like minimal investment, nothing. And I just realized after I was done with like 100 maps, I had so much more to spend, and I'm like, huh, interesting. I do it again, and I have so much more to spend, and I'm like, huh, okay. And that was like the big eye-opening moment for me, where I was like, oh, just because I can spend money on the compass in this game doesn't mean I should. In PoE, if you can spend money on a compass or on a scarab, and the current market price for any scarab typically would give you more profit than running the strat without, you know, a scarab. In TLI, that is not really the case. You could spend more, and as a result, you make more in raw value, but then in profits, you might be worse off. So since then, I've been very hesitant to add compasses to my strats. Like this season, I tried cube with purple compass, and I made money. I just don't think I made enough to justify the compass cost. Whereas without compass, I was making good money. You know, it's the only cost then is the beacon. I'll get less in theory, because I'm not quite getting the same amount of desire crystals, so you know, I'll get less and all of that. But yeah, I couldn't convince myself to spend on that purple compass, and I don't think that was the wrong choice. I think that was actually the right choice. But like now, I'm very careful when before I add any compasses to my strat. Unlike PoE, with PoE, I want to do harvest. I'm looking at harvest scarabs and I'm pricing it and I'm saying, okay, yellow is this is cornucopia. Okay, cornucopia is this amount. Is there any juice that's disproportionately expensive? No. Okay, we just do cornucopia. Okay, not we just do crop rotation or whatever else, and that'd be it. I won't think too hard about it. I will know I'm making more because I'm using compasses, and I can be rest assured that that the economy is in that stable of a space. But I think it's a mix of it's not even a mix. It's a big reason for that in this game is because of the simple fact that pets exist. So compass costs are typically priced around there, but there are some compasses that I still don't fully understand why or how. And for right now, the biggest one for me is Cube, for example. Cube T3 in theory could be giga money if you get the right like doubling and all of that, or you get good maps and all that. But on average, I don't know that you're really making more than compassless. You probably are in profound, maybe. It's one of those things where I would have to test. But if I get because of how swingy Cube is, if I get an unlucky run, it will show that, you know, compassless was better. Whereas compassless is just stable. You're making steady profit every single map, and you know it eventually culminates into you having money. Whereas with legendary, you're losing money in many of your maps until you break even. So Larius, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. I kind of like the lead mechanics, so I might try the Arc and Go version. The Arc and Go version is very profitable, so you'd be in good hands. You'd be in very good hands. You know what I realized today as well when I was before my stream? I realized I made the same mistake I did last league with Sandlord. My Sandlord was full of workers, so all the time I was wondering why I wasn't getting T7 is because it was full. So now I have emptied it, and whenever I go to T8 to Profound to farm Sandlord, I'm actually going to get T7 shippers. I don't know if it's worth in 8s. It's worth in 8. I can tell you for a fact it's worth in T8s as well.
Welcome to the Clockwork Ballet. How can I help you?
How does it work? What the fuck is this slow? Jesus. You basically click the Rhapsody string, the one that gives you drop quantity with Rhapsody. Then the rest are up to you, but I would go for the one that gives you reduced costs per subsequent. Per subsequent strum. And I would prioritize AoE as like radius as the affix of choice with some maximum charges here and there. Then all you're doing for league mechanic is you're trying to find as big of a cluster as possible. You want to get single proc quantity overall. So like beyond trying to get all the statues in your map and everything, the biggest priority is getting the biggest statue bonus you can. Like getting an 11 is way better than getting two 6s, as an example. So that's your priority. And you def want to use Doro, because I know you have Doro. You want to use Doro because she'll be a decent chunk of your profits. Or not a decent, she's going to be a very strong choice. She's going to proc here and there, and when she procs, you're going to make good money. When she doesn't proc, you're still going to make money. Yeah, you're going to do with Doro. Link tree. You link the tree, remember? It's just compass. You're basically fully speccing compass tree except the nodes that favor certain compasses. You're going to, for those ones, you're going to select specific ones, and you're not going to take the boss compass node with additional, like if you have no compass because you're using compasses. But you're going to take every single other points in the compass tree, and then you're going to take as many quant points as possible in the commodity tree, and then you're going to take additional quantity on your traveler points and minus portal quantity. If you can handle minus portal, go for confusion card quantity. This is the legendary version, not the purple one. What do you mean by the legendary version? Legendary version of what?
The wind will blow away all traces of your existence.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
We have to kill that guy.
Don't worry, that world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness.
Yeah, I can show you mine after, if you want, for the string. But just make sure the Rhapsody is in there. That's the one that should be giving you a quantity bonus that people think is bugged, but we have no actual way of proving, but we believe it's bugged. And I mean, I have to concur that it's bugged. At least it feels like there was an increase in loot. Could be placebo, but I don't think so. So yeah, mine is, this is the Rhapsody one. You want the Rhapsody? I guess I'm prioritizing Ring Radius personally. You want Moon's Echo because it allows you to keep like 2 statues in AoE, even though they are not quite in AoE. So long as you like run out of their range recently, you can have like maybe like just, you can inch plus 2 more statues, essentially is what this one does, giving you like a pseudo bigger radius. And then this one makes it so the first one, once you press the first time, your next strums are going to cost less resource. So it's going to be, you have more resources to like keep clicking, if that makes sense. A part of me wants to replace Moon's Echo with, like, I kind of want to replace Moon's Echo with, let me see if I can find it. This one. I want to try this one. It makes this start a bit more awkward, but it makes it so you can get bigger combos. I'm not running war. So Moon's Echo, what do you mean by I'm not running war? Like God of War?
Blood strikes when you bring us here, esteemed member. Make us lucky.
I feel like I shouldn't do this one. I have God of War. I have God of War in every map.
The weight of both honor and shame.
We will go inside.
This is a part of the reduced radius one that I don't like. It is the AoE. I don't like the AoE. The initial AoE can be very rough.
Once you've turned to dust.
I think I screwed over my clockwork by trying to do that. Yeah, I did. Oh well. Still a slight profit in this map.
Enjoy this moment. The champion.
You were running in circles. I thought you weren't using it. Oh, I am using it. I'm just doing clockwork.
Blood strikes when you bring us here, esteemed member. Make us lucky.
Like with clockwork, I have to stay until
Of both honor and shame.
I have to stay until this is done.
All traces of your existence.
How can Ghost Strat is best if you have a very fast character? Yeah, I don't have a fast character. Which is part of why I guess that's not really part of why, I'll be honest, because there's just something about it that doesn't resonate with me right now. I don't know what it is. I like Lunaria as a side mechanic. I don't like it as a main mechanic.
Perhaps we can be
It's kind of pretty weird.
turned to dust.
Like for me, my speed out of God of War is mostly dependent on my blink. I blink a lot. And I don't think God of War is that good with the moon one. I forget the name. But like the reason I don't think God of War is that big for it is isn't there a radius? There's a 4-meter limit. So even if you're going faster, it doesn't increase the radius, the max radius.
We've witnessed many final moments like that. Some were our friends. Some our enemies. Don't worry, that world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness.
Okay, we've done a bit of setup, but that's how you would use the increased radius one. It's a lot less convenient and it takes a lot more prep work for you to actually plan it out. I think you probably also just need a bit more initial charges as well.
both honor and shame.
Don't worry, that world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness.
Yeah, no. I'm going to remove it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I thought maybe I won't mind it. Nah, fuck it. I hate it. I hate it, Gus. The fact that it doesn't let me I think honestly it's probably synergizes really well with Moon Echo, unironically.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
Oh no! I had one more to go. That was a good compass map as well. God damn it. You know how much it is on average to get to mid rank? I know it's very expensive. I don't really know the exact price. Or I feel like it was in the hundreds last I remember. But it's also been a minute since then. We'll recycle them all. Wait, what is wax moon string? None of y'all are good. Wait, oh no, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's last I remember, it was like a 1 in like 100, or like it was I remember there was a season where it was like 6k FE on average to hit. I think since then they made it more common, so I don't know what the current weighting is. I don't remember what the last one was, if I'm being very honest.
Carry the weight of both honor.
Well, it's very, it's not, it's quite rare.
Don't worry, we're still making preparations. Don't worry, that world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
Ooh, so much gold. It's all gonna be trash, but so much gold. Do I still play PoE? 100%. 1 and 2. I would still consider PoE to be my main game. Whereas Torchlight and anything else are more side adventures. I only have 5 cogwheels in this map.
Honor and shame.
So regardless, I can only do this 1 time. Let me make sure here is empty first. Stop playing since Breach rework. You didn't enjoy Breach rework? I was a big Breach Andy because I'm a minion gamer and minions are just not really going to compete on the Breach front. So like I enjoyed the league a lot. Like build crafting was very, very good that league. So you won't catch me complain about Breach simply because it was very good for Breach for build crafting, just because of Fireborn uniques and Bloodline Ascendants and all these other things that I found very, very entertaining. Okay, I'm actually getting cold now. I love it. So wait, you didn't play this league? Let me think. What are my thoughts on this current league? I played 2 builds this league. Mirage. Oh, Mirage was really good. Mirage was really good, especially with the new crafting currency. We go for the Gamba. Go big or go home. Unless I get like some insane compass Hulk vouchers, we just keep going. Surely we don't get unlucky. Oh shit, it's revive. This is going to be huge. This is going to be fucking huge. Holy. I love revive, man. That I think is my favorite part of this league mechanic. The dopamine that comes whenever you see that revive text. It's like, okay. Okay, I see what I'm making money this map, eh? That's basically how it feels. It's like a dopamine incoming button. Like just like that, we made 200 FE in this one map. Love revival so much, yeah. It is so fun whenever it just randomly shows up. And you know the funny thing, as much as it is pretty profitable, I'm kind of happy there's no way to target farm like revival. Like, I'm actually quite happy there's no way to target farm it, because then the meta would just be to try either just keep resetting until you get it, or you know, like something along those lines. Let me price this. How much is it on ID'd? I'll list this for 380. Before I forget and accidentally do something I shouldn't. Oh my god. It's not this expensive, but I just got a slate that I will actually end up using. Triple golden. Oh my god, it's triple golden. Oh my god. I found whose replacements? One of y'all's replacements. I don't know who yet. Probably you. I found your replacements. Can I borrow that slave for 1 minute? I just wanted to. That's this guy's replacement. I need to eventually save up for a wasn't what that's slate again? Rift, Space Rift. I want to use a Space Rift to Giga Juice Ultimate CDR. That's what I want to do. Hey, this is the map that rewards you for having more time, right?
Preparations.
Have you ever tried building minion scaling with a sword? I did that last week. It's two-hander. But that was that was not the typical like phase base damage stacking. It was multi-strike. It was multi-strike scaling. But yeah, use a two-handed sword. Why do you ask? Thinking of you going two-hander instead? Ooh.
Many final moments.
You can scale minions with multi-strike? Uh-huh. Yes, you can. And there's a helmet. That's so quick. This helmet is very strong for it, especially if you corrode this modifier. This counts for there's the Spirit Magi variant and there's the Synthetic Troop variant. The Synthetic Troop variant corroded will care about command. The Spirit Magi will care about growth. So this mod corroded is insane. Basically, what this mod says corroded is for every X resource, you get 2% chance for minions strike to count, minions attack to count as having the max multi-strike damage. So basically, once you hit the threshold for 100%, every single hit counts as the maximum multi-strike. So instead of having increasing damage, once it rolls 4 multi-strike, you just have the maximum for all 5 hits. Basically, it's really strong with the corrode. It is really strong. Like I can actually show you the modifier. I think if I filter search, you will see it. Whenever you have X command, chance for that attack of synthetic troops to deal damage equal to max multi-strike count. And the same thing goes for growth with Spirit Magi. So basically, it just counts as you always being on max multi-strike. Once you cross that threshold, and you just boom, 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 boom. I always have my max multi-strike multi, and at that point, you're trying to get the highest amount of multi-strike chance and damage as you can, because you always count as having the maximum, you know, that you roll essentially. Very, very strong.
We have many.
You can't scale your additional multi-strike skills, but there are a few ways you can scale multi-strike chance. The helmet doesn't give you multi-strike chance, but it gives you that modifier I just talked about. It gives you increasing multi-strike damage from minions though, which is the modifier you're looking for. There's also a core talent, quick advancement, that also gives you additional multi-strike damage from minions. And then you have the two-handed sword. Because you're using isomorphic arms, you're giving your minion the weapon, so you're scaling multi-strike chance and multi-strike damage on your two-handed sword to give them as much multi-strike chance as possible. And you're going with the base affix, the ultimate affix, and the dream affix, ideally. It was the first time I ever took a build to SS20. It was very good. I enjoyed it. All right, give me a quick second. I need to pee and I'll be right back.
We do not understand why a rapidly fading life should dream every day. I've had all those dreams. vanish at dawn, return once more at nightfall. You know, the void is not truly empty. You can meet your friends there on occasion, but they shatter on contact.
Okay, I am back. Where were we? Honestly, bro, I just remembered I haven't actually gone to Oasis yet. Oh shit, that was money? I really don't like the knockback for this fight. Ow. Why do you hurt?
We've witnessed many final moments like that. Some were our friends, some our enemies.
I need to make sure they are within my AoE.
I'm back. The wind is gathering again.
I need to make sure my Frost Magi are within the AoE because that's how I get optimal DPS. I really can't wait till I fix growth. But like, it just seems like the Kismets are like, green shoot is just extraordinarily expensive.
Many final moments like that. Some were our friends, some our enemies.
That was a bit underwhelming. Bruh, sun scorched, really? Ooh, 100-fold, right? Yeah, 100-fold. Now you are going to have to do level 7 and the risk is still high, but like what can we do? The answer is not much. There's not much we can do. I'll probably end up running some Sandlord tomorrow to get a very healthy chunk of coins, but even more so to get T7 workers now that I'm actually in Profound, because I want T7 shippers, because you know I think I might be sending the shipments today, tomorrow. That was kind of us, but I guess we'll see how Golden Slates ends up going.
Don't worry. That world is not scary.
What do you usually do for league start money?
Of loneliness.
It depends. This season I boss rushed, but I think my typical go-to is Black Sail. Black Sail is typically what I would do, and then when I get to T8, I would, depending on how fast I get to T8, I would probably try to cube just while slates are still expensive. But I think going forward, one thing I want to try is I want to try Clockwork as a league star mechanic with blue. No, it doesn't even need to have blue compass. Like blue compass will make it better, but and the idea behind using Clockwork now is obviously if I have a high level Alice Doro, makes sense. But even beyond that, it is
How can I help you?
running it with blue compass now. I see just how much like gear with T1 mods it's given, and I can only imagine that all the gear I'm dropping here is going to be, would have been expensive if this was day one. You know, like it would have been very expensive if this was day one, but because it's not, it's, you know, we completely ignore it. But that would probably have been a very good source of like early money if I would just were selling T1 mods.
The winds will blow away all traces of your existence.
5 bill, congratulations. Enjoying chromatic shots.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
Clock League star for gear. Never would have thought of that. Yeah, like it's like it would probably actually be pretty decent, but you would need to be relatively quick for it, and I just don't know how quick I can be. Like it all depends on the build I run, right? Certain builds are easier to get to that point than others, because Clockwork really gets comfier when you get to like 6 to like 10 bill, I would say. You can do it on less. You can do it on like 3 bill. Even if it's not comfy, day one, if you're making good money, you're making good money, and you tough it out while making good money. But like the moment you hit like 6-10 bill, you stop care. You really just stop caring about many of the things that would make it problematic for you. The things that would kill you would still kill you, but like now you don't have to stand killing mobs at SSS rank because they are spawning forever and they have Giga DR. Like now you just one shot them anyways.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves
What is hard to get into?
The winds
Clockwork?
all traces of your existence. We've witnessed many final moments like that. Some were
6B D1 is kind of hard to get into. It doesn't have to be D1 because people, you don't have to be D1. If you can get it by D2, you're still ahead of the curve. That would mean you have the currency for when people, you have the gear for when people start looking for the gear. The important thing is being able to, like, you know, kill your profound traveler, or not your profound, your T7 traveler, and actually get like make good money on that day one,
we're fond of this.
and have like a pretty efficient scaling build to where you don't have to spend too much money. You will still have to spend a decent chunk, but like the cheaper you can get to that point, the faster you can typically get it. Getting to 6 bill, you don't have to be 6 bill day one. You just, like, what I'm saying is like, if you get to 6 bill day 2 or day 2.5, you know, you're still ahead of the curve. You're still in a good spot to sell gear. It's just it's very time limited when this gear is profitable, so you'd have to like be there by like day 2, day 3, and by day 3 it's probably dropping in price very fast. So like you really want to be there like day 2, I would imagine. But yeah, don't forget as well, doing this, even though that is like years is good profit, it's still clockwork. You're still getting compasses.
Once you've turned,
You know, like it's still the same mechanic. It's just now there are more things you can get that will give you money, other than just compasses.
enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
we've
Can't stay awake, so hi Arcane, good night. I'm gonna be on tomorrow as well. I work from home tomorrow, so the plan is to actually potentially make progress on this character. Now that I actually have a strat that is printing a decent amount of money in T8, I expect that by tomorrow stream / end of stream, if I really wanted to, I would have Troublemaker.
it's just a long
Like, I should honestly just farm for Troublemaker. Get it out of the way. But like shit is so freaking expensive, it's not even funny. Like how it keeps getting more expensive, I know not. Maybe it's also time of day, potentially. Guess who buff? Oh 07. Hey, at least you know you're going to keep it for a long while. I know I want the troublemaker mod. I'm very scared to price check the troublemaker mod.
The winds will blow away all traces of your existence.
Oh my god, revive. Oh, I love revive so much. I love the randomness of it. I think that's my favorite part of revive. We don't quite know how to force it or anything like that, so you're just kind of going until it randomly happens, but you know it to randomly happen.
Perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
I can get 7 focus yet, so if I accidentally get it, I'm gonna be cooked. 7 focus is kind of steep. How would you get that? You'd have to get +1 max focus, +2 max focus, so base affix and sweet dream affix. That would take you from 4 to 6, and then you get 1 on your slates. That'll give you 7 max focus blessings.
You know,
That's the easiest way to do it, but then you miss out on obviously +1 max tenacity, but like that's
there on occasion, but they
wait, it's not on this, it's on this. You'll be going for on the one. Holy shit, that would be so expensive because this is one league. That this is one lead, so that is going to be so fucking expensive. Oh, I do not envy you. Let me see. Weapon, wand, base affix, max focus blessing. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. It's basically 5k, 6k. It's not as bad as I thought. Oh, I have 1432 FE already, and I made another 1600. That puts me at 3k. Holy shit, we're actually very close to troublemaker, unironically. Still can't believe it's that expensive. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So 3 minimum, 1. See what I mean? 21k for the corroded version. No one is farming Void Boss. I don't know why. It's so fucking expensive. But here's the thing. The troublemaker doesn't drop until the revenge. And this would take so much DPS that it's not something that I can even dream of being able to farm myself. But it's also not that expensive either. So those that can actually farm it are probably making gigabank. Like stupid levels of money. You know? What is a variable role we care about on Troublemaker? It is basically like 4,600 and less. So we're trying to get as high of a minion spirit magi crit as possible. Actually, the true damage has a range. Holy, that's actually also pretty important, I guess. But I guess I'll just get the cheapest and I'll double corrode it. Like no big deal. We double corrode and we move. And that should be an extra 60-ish.
Clockwork Ballet. How can I help you?
That should be an extra 60 growth. So that puts us at 560 to 600 and something growth. Or this puts us at 360 something without. Oh, if it puts us at 360 without nourishing breeze,
That world is not scary. It's just a long
maybe it will end up with me going savage growth as my last support gem. Maybe. But like if I can go savage growth to hit stage 5, then I can replace nourishing breeze with like dazzling bloom or something.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
My aim is 500 growth, but I need to get to like 700 in order to hit 500 without nourishing breeze or nourishment of life, rather. Like basically without the empower skill, because I want to have the damage empower skill. I want to have one of those you know, buffing and empower skills. Does that make sense? Like I'm trying not to have an empower skill that only gives me growth, because that's a bit on the weaker side.
perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
It also drops from the second one, really? Oh shit, it does. I feel like I don't have the damage for this guy yet. How much is the entry as well? Yeah, these are a lot more expensive. This makes sense. Whereas these are cheaper. But they've gone up in price. They're now almost 50. But the T1 should have 50% odds of dropping the next key. So odds, like the T1 is probably also good money to farm, because then for every 2 you run, you're selling it for 200 FE. Because like on average, it'll take you 2 runs to get one of the bigger tickets. So I would just build up. Run a few T1s, then run T2. That's how I would do it. I am curious though. Maybe after this map, I'll try to do 1 or 2 of the maps and we see. Like I'll try to do one. If it gives me the key, I'll go for the next level and see. I really don't think I have the DPS, but we'll try. Yeah, I was also farming the tickets because like they were like 30 something. I was like, shit, that's expensive. Now they're almost 50, if not 50. Oh, you mean you were farming the level 1 to get level 2 tickets?
blow away all traces of your existence.
So you're farming level 2 tickets. Oh, I was farming level 1. Like I was killing the Eternal bosses in T7 to get the level 1 tickets.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
All right, let's just buy. I'll buy 3. We'll run it 3 times. What is that other drop? So that was unfortunate. What I do need to do though is I need to change passivation while I'm bossing because it's not doing too much for me here. I could go elemental fusion. If I go elemental fusion, I'm completely reliant on my support minions to apply regular ailments, which is not bad. I'll go minus skill area for single targets. Flying bird. I don't understand why Troublemaker is so expensive right now. I have no idea. Like, it's so expensive. It's crazy. Like, I would have thought it should be getting cheaper. I think it's just maybe less people farming T1 tickets, so tickets are naturally rising up. So we just got the pursuits. The pursuit is also, like we said, practically 200. Then we're going to use this. I'm going to see if we can actually kill this guy, but I feel like we can't. It'll be a slow fight, but we can.
It's not time to leave all of you yet.
Holy. That's some damage. All right, we're halfway done. The good news is because I'm tanky enough, he's doing something funny. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, this. Because I'm tanky enough to actually stay in the dots. Come on. I need to stay in the dots until the other one has exploded. Holy shit. Like, because I don't get one shot by his BS, I can actually do this fight. God damn it. GG. Give me some good, please, 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 please. God damn it. He didn't drop anything. Can you imagine if I dropped Troublemaker first try? That'd have been so lucky. At least now we know what our DPS looks like. If we were to X for it, so if we get to 1 bill, we can actually farm it semi-reliably. Or reliably, actually. But hey, we just beat our first Void Stage 2 boss. So we don't have to worry about that achievement whenever it comes up, because it will come up.
Don't worry, that world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness.
I just remembered. Why don't I go increase AoE? Let's see how that works. Honestly. Will I feel an increase in clear speed? I feel like the answer would be no.
The winds will blow away all traces of your existence.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
Ooh. Killing level 1 guy for level 2 to get is probably a good exactly. I think it's actually a pretty decent farm right now. And I mean, they are pretty quick runs. On average, you're spending like 95 FE to make 200, so you're doubling your investment currently.
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
It's probably something I'll end up trying, and we'll see how good it is.
Don't worry, that world is not scary.
Maybe all the currency I have right now, instead of investing into my build, I invested into that as a strat, and we see, and then we just see if I make money out of like 10 kills. I mean, I have 1,000 raw FE. What do I have to lose, really?
Perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
Enjoy this moment. The champion deserves the honor.
You're gonna try it as well? Okay. Let me know how it feels.
We've witnessed
Let me actually do some as well. So we'll just invest enough for like 10. Four, 7, 9, 12. We have 12 tickets.
but they shatter
The entirety of this fight is just him RPing. This would also be a better farm if you had Kong. Just because of the memories that bosses drop. Okay, so we're at plus 112. I probably should have reset my FE counter. I think I'll just take it as if it's above 1400, I made a profit. If it's below, I lose. Do I even have to run away from that attack? I wonder. I wonder. Sup, Hollow Edge? How you doing? I don't have to run away from it. Okay, so he's refusing to drop you anything. So far, I am less than 50% drop rate on it. I'm still in the profit, I think. Well, this... I heard Dora is now a side chick. Lol. I mean, I wrote for the new pets and I got it level 2. I got 2 in the same 10 pool. I went 30 pools and in the pool 20 to 30, I hit it twice. But yeah, I'm still using Doro. Doro is still, I would say Doro is better than the league pets or than the new pets. I'm still profiting off of this. Like it's still under 50% drop rate. I assume it's 50% drop rate, but it actually might not be. Yeah, this might actually not be 50% drop rates. I think rotation will be Doro, Kong, Chalk, new pets. Chalk isn't in the rotation, so it's just going to be new pets, Doro, and Kong. But yes, I do think the new pet is probably in the rotation, which would mean, and with that we end the strat on a loss. How we got 3 out of 10? Huh, maybe it's not 50-50. What is really bonus origin spirit mages applied to nourishment? Can you example frost mages? Seems confused for you. All right, let me try to explain.
We have many friends.
1 out of 7. Oh fucking 7. I got 3 out of 10 if it helps. You know, if you went for the extra 3, maybe you'd get 2 more. Just saying. 9% of gamblers and all that. So minus what origin basically is if you look at any of the frost magi, they have their origin effect. The origin effect is essentially a bonus they give you as a caster. So for the frost magi, its origin is you restore a percent of your life and ES per second. That is the origin effect it gives you. For erosion magi, the origin effects is it makes you take less damage over time, up to a cap of minus 50% less damage over time. Rock magi is the same thing. It has an origin effect, and that is less hit damage taken up until and it has a cap of minus 50. That is origin effects essentially. Now what you call it? What scaling origin of frost magi does is it increases those effects. So if you get 100% increase origin of spirit magi, for example, instead of this giving you 4.6% of max life and ES per second, you're instead getting 9.2% life and ES per second. It scales the buffs you're getting. It's the same way with this one. Instead of getting 9.3% less dot, if you had 100% origin effect, you would instead get 18.6%. It scales those effects. Now what you're asking is, what does this one do? What does this do? What does the percent of the bonus applied to nourishment mean? Now what is nourishment? Nourishment is this buff we give our magi when we cast our hero trait, and what it essentially does is it's literally just a 30% more damage multiplier. It is 30% more damage done, and that affects the magi. So long as they have nourishment, they have 30% additional damage done. Now this trait, what it does is it takes whatever your origin effect is, it takes 20% of that and it applies it to nourishment. So in the case where we have 100% origin effect, what that means is it takes 20% of that, which is 20, and then it applies it to nourishment, which is 30%. So then now you have 20% nourishment effects that's coming from origin. Does that make sense? So instead of getting it, so now by scaling 100% origin effect, you're also getting 20% nourishment effect, and 20% nourishment effect is 6% more damage. So instead of being 30%, it's now 36% additional damage and nourishment is given your Magi. Does that make sense? Yes, correct. Because then by scaling origin effects, you are going to be scaling the regen from your frost Magi, the less damage taken on your erosion and rock, and you're going to be scaling nourishment as well because they all scale off of origin. And here's the kicker. This is why this is the biggest damage boost for origin effects. Wicked. You remember how the origin effect of erosion Magi makes it so they take less damage over time? This support gem adds an extra effect to their origin. So it's still part of their origin. And what the extra effect is it gives all your spirit Magi a multiplicative erosion damage boost for every minion you have. So now I have 11 minions, for example, and this is, let's just say 2.5 per minion. That would be 27.5% baseline. But in this example I gave, which you have 100% effect, now instead of getting 2.5 per minion, you're getting 5% per minion. So it scales off of from origin effect. So now 5% per minion, that means I'm getting 55% more damage to my minions from the origin of the erosion Magi. And stuff like this gives you erosion origin effects. So friend of the spirit Magi, precise superpower. So it's scaling the base effect as well as the wicked effect to give you a very big damage multiplier, which is why origin scaling is that strong. It's because it's scaling the defensive boost of like regen, less damage over time taken, less hit damage taken. It's scaling the offensive boost that is wicked. It's also scaling nourishment as well. So it has so much, it benefits the build in so many different areas that it is a one stop stats where you're getting defense and offense by just scaling this one thing. Does that make sense? So yeah, that is why origin scaling is as strong as it is. That is why we go ahead and do things like getting origin effects here. That is why we go ahead and try to get origin effect on our hero memories, because it's just that strong. Speaking of hero memories, I actually wanted to check what modifiers are available here, because I know there are new modifiers. Special. What are the special mods? You can get max early res here. Aura effect we don't care as much for. Converts, it's okay, I guess. Yo, if I get growth here, that is actually insane. What the fuck? You can get growth? I want growth. Injury buffer is also really good. Yeah, you can apparently get all of these things from the memory. Okay, that's fine. Probably end up removing elixir effects, but it has to be a revived memory for you to get those modifiers. So you have your basic pool as well as your special pool. I don't know what the RNG is like when it comes to both of them, but yeah. That is going to be such a money sink, but it's going to be worth it. Because I'm going to get growth and origin from that one is what that means. That's what that actually means. That was such a bad haul. Growth is so worth it. Yeah, it's so hard to hit, or there are so few places you can get growth that is just like, oh, if it's there, I'm 100% shooting for it. Maybe I'll even get to save. Well, growth actually has benefits past 500 for my build, because we have multiple growth scalars. We're going to for the trifecta of growth scalars. So we're going for a circle of life, which gives Iris growth, which gets, it has some decay like command does, yada. But Iris gets decay for each 10 points of growth. Your spirit magi gain damage. We're also gaining Talons of the Abyss, which is a very decent damage multiplier for ultimate abilities, thanks to growth. Like, it scales the more growth you have, there's no cap on it. And number 3 was, what else cared about growth? There's Talons of the Abyss, Circle of Life, Troublemaker. Those are the 3. And of course, Troublemaker is like a big more damage multiplier for every 100 growth you have. And of course, there's no cap. So you have you actually still have reasons to scale beyond 500. It's just less worth. But if you end up beyond 500, you know, it's not the end of the world either. Of course, we get Sun Scorched.
We do not understand.
I was gonna say we don't have quite enough. Wait, what? We need double this amount. That's crazy work. That means we are not going to get this one until we get 11k. 10 hours is 2k. 20 hours is 5k, because this is actually 2.5k for 10 hours. 20 hours is 5k. So it'll take us about 2.5 or 2 extra days to get to our goal of being able to send this shipment. And I mean, in the ideal universe, in that time, we are going to be able to send multiple different shipments, ideally at least 4. Let me sell these guys real quick. Do you have Sandlord pets? Yeah, I have it at level 1. And level 2 is very decent. But I just have it at level 1. Wait, this is booster drink? I didn't even know. I should have been hunting for booster drinks then. Bro, I'm tired of under 20-second ones. Shit is tiring.
Conflicts carry the weight of both honor and shame.
Don't worry, that world is not scary. It's just a long time of loneliness.
Just making sure there's nothing I'm missing this way, and I'm also killing time.
The winds will blow away all traces of your existence.
All that for Netherrealm resonance.
We've witnessed many final.
That alone is worth every money sink. I mean, I'm not going to disagree that growth is really strong for being there. I didn't realize growth was there. Maybe actually that's going to be an upgrade I consider very soon. Just getting growth. It doesn't have to be T0 or anything, but like just rolling that until I get something like growth. Or at least until I get good modifiers. You know?
That world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness.
Just sounded like the like the mechanic just low rolled and ended with that with the other legendary that exists. Every single time I hear the God of War ding ding in mind, I'm like, oh my god, is my clockwork ending? I always have to look. Like, oh shit, is it ending?
Perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
Well, that was a fucking 20 stock? That wasn't a Duro proc. Oh shit, that was not a Duro proc.
We've witnessed many.
No, just a compass explosion regardless.
Luck strikes when you bring us fears, esteemed member.
Thank you. Greater than 20 seconds, I can do that. I can do that easily.
The wind will blow away.
Ooh, Fated Arcana. Don't mind if I do. Are these the last cogwheels? Yeah, they are. Oh, he gave me absolutely nothing.
Welcome to the Clockwork Ballet. How can I help you?
Perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
Conflicts carry
Completing 3 in a row is more likely to happen if I go for this for that one, but I need to be fast about it. There's only 5 of them in here. Like, we only have 5 Kogos anyway, so it could only proc once.
Enjoy this moment. The champion
Yeah, that was less loot than I expected. Well, guess it's still a profit, so we'll take it. All right, I think this one might be the last map for today. I do want to liquidate a whole bunch, and I think for me my next upgrade is going to be a troublemaker, so I will keep saving up for it. I mean, odds are I will end up getting it off stream simply because I'm probably going to play off stream tomorrow, a decent chunk, and because I can play off stream tomorrow, I will naturally just have I'll naturally make enough for a troublemaker, especially since I'm more than halfway to the troublemaker right now. Because if I have 1500 now and it's 4500 and I have 1500 in loot to sell, that means I'm at like 3-ish K, 3.2K.
Perhaps we can be friends once you've turned to dust.
I'm at like 3K, 3.2K, and then I just need to farm another like 1K. What's your price? Surely it doesn't do anything like that to me, right? Surely the last 2 days are just a fluke. It is finally stable and happy at the current price and has no reason to go lower than it currently is, or to go higher than it currently is rather. That is an expensive mistake to make. To go higher. It is going to go lower, not higher. I'll probably end up IDing my own troublemaker and double corrupting it. I'm just hoping I don't bind it. I'm really just hoping I don't bind it. That was a pretty good map. What are the... Let me actually look at troublemaker and check what the odds are for hitting the corrosion I want, which is... It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 mods that can get corroded. And out of those 5 mods... Darkest corrosion is doubled. This is 15%. And then so this is 15%, 15%, so 30%. So let's do some math. If it hits it's a 15% chance, so it would need to hit, it would need to not hit this guy, so that's 0.85. How does this math go again? The chance to not hit this one, no, it will need to hit this or this. So it's a 0.15 chance of hitting this, but within that 0.15 chance, there's a, it's not a 2 in 5. The first mod he picks is a 1 in 5. The next one is a 1 in 4. So what is a 1 in 5? 0.2 plus 0. No. Yeah, 0.2 plus 0.25. That's 0.45 times 0.15. So this is 6% chance, plus it has to be this, or what are the odds of hitting this? 15%, 0.15. But within the 0.15, it is 0.15 times, it is a 1 in 5, 0.2. So it's a 9.75% chance to hit the mod I want with corrosion. It's a 9.75, so almost a 10% chance, almost. It's a 9.75. So it's a 1 in 10, roughly. 1 in 11. Those are not the greatest odds for a 4K FE item. But I guess the way I say it, so long as it doesn't hit this one, I'm fine. Wow, great odds. It's a 9% chance. Like it's a 10% chance. So I just need my luck to come true. I just need it to come true. And like, look, the price is slowly coming down. Just it's nudging its way downwards. I believe. Do we have any Oasis to check before we go? No, we didn't send anything. Yeah, there's nothing to check. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow I'll be streaming same time tomorrow. Probably going to be a longer stream tomorrow because unlike today, I do not have work tomorrow. I do not have work next tomorrow because it's weekend. So what's going to happen is I will stream my typical stream time, but I'll probably have a longer stream, and in that time, we will be. My hope is that we can hit 500 bill tomorrow. That is my hope. I don't quite know how we're gonna get there, but I think we can get there. So we'll see how that all goes. Then let me actually think. If I'm making this much money in T8, I honestly should be able to afford a growth 500 growth without nourishment, and that should be a big multiplier. So I'll probably look into getting a second ring that'll have decent growth and then going for that hero memory. Basically getting to 500 growth without nourishment of life, so that I can then drop it for an actual buffing skill like Dazzling Bloom. That is the goal. Or that is one of the goals, aside Troublemaker and all that. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow, same time. Till then, have a good night. Dusty minus Hollow, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate y'all hanging. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Good night.